Will do. Sam ended the call and turned to give Nick a quick kiss. Sorry. Duty calls, he said with a long-suffering sigh. What have you got? A double at Carl's on Mass Ave. I don't know that place. A friend of mine worked there when I was in high school, but I haven't been there in years. She pulled on jeans and a long-sleeved t-shirt, since it was still chilly at night. Sitting on Nick's side of the bed, she glanced at him as she put on socks. Best vacation ever. For me too. We should do it again sometime. His face lifted into the sexy half-smile she adored. Absolutely. Sam tied her sneakers and got up to grab a sweatshirt. In the bedside table drawer, she unlocked the box where she kept the gun, badge, and cuffs she hadn't touched in 2 weeks. The longest stretch of time off she'd had since joining the District of Columbia's Metropolitan Police Department 12 years earlier. Before leaving the bedroom, she gave her husband one last kiss. Have a good first day back. You too. He tugged on a strand of her long, toffee-colored hair. Be careful out there, babe. Always am. See you later. She wasn't even halfway down the stairs before she was hit by the urge to turn around and run back to him. If someone had told her a year ago she'd be so stupidly in love that she'd be mooning over a guy when there were dead bodies to tend to, she probably would have beat the shit out of the person. I may be stupidly in love, she said, as she went out the front door and down the ramp her husband had installed for her paralyzed father. But it's time to get back to work. Sam arrived on the scene at the same time as her partner, Detective Freddie Cruz. He'd donned one of the signature trench coats he claimed were necessary to stay in character, and Sam claimed were proof he'd watched too much TV as a kid. He offered her a powdered donut from a six-pack as he jammed another in his mouth. Shaking her head, she looked up at him. Do you buy those things in bulk or something? Never hurts to be prepared for middle-of-the-night calls. I hope I'm around when your metabolism slows down. He held up the yellow crime scene tape for her, and she scooted under it. Nice to have you back, Lieutenant. I've missed your sparkling wit. I'm back 1 minute, and you're already sucking up? I see you still can't take a compliment. Good trip? Great trip. Went by too fast. The patrol officers who'd responded to the initial call showed them to the restaurant's back room, where the sub-zero freezer door was propped open. Inside were 2 people who looked as if they'd frozen to death. Ugh, said the district's chief medical examiner, Dr. Lindsay McNamara, as she joined them. What a way to go. No kidding, Freddie said, putting the rest of the donuts in his coat pocket. Apparently, he'd lost his appetite. How do we know this is a homicide and not an accident? Sam asked the patrol officers. The door locks from the outside, one of them said, pointing to the mangled padlock that had been broken open. Who did that? The boy's father. The patrol officer pointed to the young man in the freezer. Daniel Alvarez, age 17. When he didn't come home after work and wasn't answering his phone, his father came looking for him. The door was unlocked, so he came in and found the boy's stuff sitting here on the counter. He pointed to a wallet, keys, and cell phone next to an unzipped bank bag that bulged with cash, which ruled out robbery as a motive. The father went crazy when he saw the lock on the freezer, found a hammer, and went to town on it. By the time he got in there, it was too late. So not only did he pound the fingerprints off the lock, but he also compromised our crime scene by touching the Vicks too. Am I right? The patrolman shuffled from one foot to the other. Yes, ma'am. Fabulous, Sam muttered, as she stepped into the freezer for a closer look at the 2 victims. She recognized the second one as Carl Olivo, the owner and proprietor. He'd aged since the last time she saw him, during her senior year of high school, when her friend Melissa had worked for him. Both victims had a bluish tint to their skin, and their eyes were open. Freddie grimaced as he squatted for a closer look.